That's the scenario there. Okay, so let's go to the scenario now. You can read the instructions and figure that out. Okay, so Crown Brief scenario. Oh my goodness, I should have turned my phone off. It's my daughter. Okay. All right, so the first part of the scenario is exactly like the scenario from before. So you just read through that. The second part of the scenario starts, continue the investigation. This just isn't going well. Phones are ringing. All right. Continue the investigation. So on August 15th, 2019, 3 days after the assault, okay? So this is where I want you to pick it up to do the notes. Don't do the notes for the first part about the fight in the bar. Do it, start the notes on August the 15th, 2019. So you're the police officer involved here. Then you'd have the date. It's August 15th, so let's just say it's a sunny, warm day. Because it's August, the roads are dry. So just use that to begin your notes with. And then you get to the bar, you dispatch to the bar at 15:05. So that's, 3 in the afternoon. So, start from there when you're dispatched to the bar. Okay, and so then use that notebook template to complete the officer's notes in his notebook for the third notebook assignment. All right, so what happens is the Peter Northwood, if you remember, he was a bouncer at the bar. He is driving by and sees the guy's motorcycle parked at a diner, so he calls the police. You go out to the diner and he's gone, but you talk to people in the diner and they know who he is. They give you his name. His girlfriend works at the diner, so you're getting more information there, right? And so you finally do, as the scenario continues, you finally do go to his house, you get his address, his information, and you arrest him, okay? So with the very first continue the investigation, that's where you will start your notes for your notebook. All right, so the Crown Brief is right there. I don't know why I keep going dark here. Okay, so let's look at the Crown Brief instructions. So remember, I've said you're going to set your laptop, your computer to 1-inch margins, 12-point font, Times New Roman, double space. Okay, so the Crown, so it is a written statement of facts and legal points supporting one side of the case, and these are all for presentation in court. Okay, so you have to write in third person and always write in order these events occurred. Right there in the instructions, I tell you where you find an example of the cover page, where you find an example of the introduction page, where you find an example of a witness list and synopsis, and you've done several witness statements. I give you the witness statement template under week 13. So all you have to do is choose 2 witnesses and do those witness statements. So let's look at the cover page. So the cover page is also called the title page. So the interesting thing here is I'd say you come down from the top about 2.5, 3 inches from the top. And then you write in the center of that cover page the word Regina. So Regina is for the Queen of England. So this is presented to the crown. So we say we're presenting it to the Queen. And so if Queen Elizabeth wasn't alive, if it was Prince Charles was the king, you would write Rex, R-E-X, but it is Regina. Then you double space and you put a V, a lowercase v period for verses. And then you double space and you put the name, the full name of the accused. Okay? And so I do have an example cover page. So that's the cover page or the title page. So that's the one thing you need to do. Then you would go to a next page. And that page is called the introduction page. In the upper left-hand corner, you write the word introduction. You put it in square brackets. I'm pretty sure. Let's just see here. And I would go a font size smaller, probably a 10. It's in the upper left-hand corner, and the I is uppercase and the rest of the word is lowercase, but it's in square brackets and it's introduction. Then put it back to the size 12-point font. And then you would double space, and lining everything up here is what is really important, okay? Let's see here. So I'm just looking at the example in the textbook, and it's the exact same example is under Content Week 13. The offense. So you have that word offense in uppercase, colon, 2 spaces over, and this in the offense is assault causing bodily harm. So then you would find then double space, the section from the criminal code. You have to find whatever that section is of the criminal code. And then you go back to the margin and you put the date that this occurred, and that's found in the scenario. You put the name of the victim, and that is in the scenario, the name of our victim. Okay, and that would have been in the first part of the scenario. We had the name of the victim. Let's see here. What was his name? Well, here I have a different name. I have Clint Eastwood in this scenario. He's the name of our victim. Okay? And then you need to know the victim's address. I'm giving you all that. 1073 Mallard Boulevard, St. Catharines, Ontario. Then it asks for his date of birth, and I've given you that, February 28th, 1978. So in the scenario, you have all that information, the place that this took place, and I think I have a different, it's called, well, it took place in, he lives in St. Catharines, Ontario. And then you will be the officer. So that's the introduction page. So all you need is the offense, the criminal code section. You need the date that this offense occurred. And we have that there that August 12th, 2019 is when you were dispatched to Brad Brizzo's bar. Okay. The name of the victim and all that information about the victim is different than the information about the accused. So just follow that template that is in the textbook and just take the information from the scenario that has been provided. What I see, I don't really ever see a problem with the title page or your cover page or that introduction. Where people make some mistakes is on the next page, which is called the witness list page. So it's divided into 2 parts. You would put witness information, I'm going to sneeze, on one part. Thank you. Witness information on one half of the page, and then on the other half of the page is what we call the synopsis. So this is what gets a little bit tricky, but you just have to follow the template provided. So witness list, those 2 words are in square brackets in the upper left-hand corner. Also, a little font size smaller than 12. And then you're just going to choose 2 witnesses, remember? So just 2 witnesses from the scenario. And those are the 2 that you will actually do witness statements for, which is different. Remember, witness statements are different than the witness list. So you will have the word witnesses, and you just follow it. Their name, their address, if you know where they work, that you put that information. And then you tab over, and a synopsis is, that witness works at, was a witness at Brad Rizzo's bar where they were dancing, saw the incident. So the synopsis is just a few little sentences about that witness and how they participated in this incident. Okay, so that's it. You have your cover page, your introduction page, your witness list with 2 witnesses, and then the synopsis, and then you have 2 witness statements that you have to have all completed for Friday night. Plus, in addition, you have to do the officer's notes, okay? And remember, the officer's notes start at continued investigation. That's where they start from. Don't do it from the beginning of the scenario. I want you to do it from the part of the scenario where the incident has already taken place. It's 3 days later, and you're picking this up again. Okay, so please be sure to email me if you have any questions. This is all due Friday night. And then when you do the second part, Crown Brief part number 2, I will talk to you about it next Monday. So please, everyone, just make sure you have a laptop, you have access to one, that you can sit down and do this. The templates are there. You just, with that scenario, just plug in the right information. Okay? Thank you.